my mitts on, and it's taken me a little bit of time to set this thing up. Do I need any light on me? Let's have a look. I don't think I do, but let's have a crack at. Oh yes, yes. So where am I, you ask? Well, I'm in Japan, in Niseko. And that is one of the main streets here in this lovely little town, where we've had some good snow night before last. Let's wind this light down for us. And then today, well, it's only started snowing a few hours ago, but no complaints thus far. Now, let's see some of your comments. Oh, first of all, my Angela Cullen video has gone crazy. 300,000 views in just over a day. And it makes me laugh when people say, oh, who cares? Who cares? Well, it's my biggest video in a long time, so clearly a lot of you have an interest in her, positive or negative. Yeah, it is cold, and good to see you people joining in. We have 89 people already in the chat. So I've just come from Bahrain, where it was much cooler than normal. We had rain. It was really bizarre weather, I thought, but no complaints. It was 3 days of testing. Not too many incidents. You might have seen my post-event wrap, where I mentioned that we had the bus on the track. That was bizarre. And I'll tell you the story again. If you're just joining me, I was out at the turn where near the tower, and yeah, the tower's in the background. And I see the red flag, and I go over to the marshal, a local guy, and I say, "What's the red flag for?" And he mumbled something to me, and I heard bus, track, and I thought, I must have got that wrong. So I came back, and there was a British cameraman doing some, obviously, TV work, and he gets all the stories because he's got comms and he's got pictures. And he said, "Yeah, there was a bus on the track." "Oh, where?" "Just behind us." "When?" 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago? I was photographing here 5 minutes ago. "Yeah, it came around here." How could that be? How did I honestly miss that? But bus was on track. Had a car have been streaming down to that hairpin left-hander and lost its brakes, it could very easily have ended up in the side of the media shuttle bus. Anyway, shortly thereafter, the marshals were out fixing the situation, because there was an option for these shuttle bus drivers to either take the right route and be behind the fence, or take the wrong route and be on track, and that's what that gentleman did who was driving that bus. Thankfully nobody got hurt. And now I'm here in a very cold climate in Niseko, where it's pretty much overrun by Australians and Brits. Hello Milton, good to see you, one of my members here. As you can see, he's got the little purple badge. Perfect weather for Melbourne, mid-20s, that'll be good, because right now we are below zero and there is light snow falling. I think you can see that, and you can see it on my scarf and on my son's jacket. And this is a lovely scene behind me. Over here in the background, you can't see it, but I can't see it either, is Mount Yotai. Now, Melbourne coming up. Huge race this is going to be. Nobody knows really where any driver is going to sit in the 1 through to 20. So Melbourne will be our first look, a genuine look at speed. And I'm excited. I think Oscar Piastri is a good each-way bet. Maybe Jack Doohan for some outside long odds. Fairy tale ending perhaps. Jack on the podium in an Alpine. Look, it's probably not going to happen, but it would be remarkable if it did happen. Carlos Sainz saying too, I see, that don't expect him to be in the bottom 5. Is that what he said for this year? Because they're throwing all their weight behind 2026. Perth Luxuries on board. Last lap Lewis let Charles pass for the championship. Imagine how Jean Todt 2.0, oh, I've got to take my glove off to get those back, would go over with Lewis. Impending volcano eruption, says Perth Luxury. And if you want to get your message absolutely seen, Superjet is the way to go. Yeah, I've got a new video coming out in 2 days' time. It's called F1 Drivers Entourages, and I've used Charles as the main picture with his entourage behind him, plus Ari Gold as his manager, not Nicholas Todd. It'll be a very good video because you'll get to meet everyone who's close to an F1 driver, the people that they come to the track with every single race, the people you see in the background, and I think it's going to go very well. Hello, Terry Robertson, another one of my regulars here. He has a badge too because he is a supporter of the channel. You too can be a supporter by clicking on members, subscriptions. I don't know whether this is going to last out here in the cold because it's bloody cold. Up here is Harafu, Grand Harafu, beautiful skiing yesterday with fresh snow, had 20 centimetres, and I was one of the first up in the morning, so it was exceptional. Who do I think is going to win the World Championship of 2025? Musa. I've done a video on that where I rank every driver 1 through to 20. Upset a lot of people. Of course it's going to upset a lot of people because no one is ever going to have the same top 20 as me, ever. It's impossible. There are too many combinations. And even with my top 10 liveries, I rank them from a photographic viewpoint. And even then people go crazy. But that's the beauty of social media. Cyclone Alfred update. I'm on the other side of the world, nearly. I don't know. It's a big cyclone off Brisbane. And I know that the AFL season opener had to be changed because they were going to have it in Brisbane, but weather was too unpredictable, could be too nasty. What other insight videos are you planning? Oh, I can tell you, says Z9. I've done a video, and in fact, I'm 80% through it. It's called Where Drivers Live. And it is a ripper video because I've got an accountant from Monaco who's having a chat with me from Monaco Advisors, and he will tell you a little bit about why so many of them live in Monaco and a couple of interesting things you may not realise. And I found out at testing I had 5 drivers that I had no idea where they were living. And one of them lives in 3 different countries at the moment, and it's not who you think. So that video will be out before Melbourne. And then there is a Glamour on the Grid function in Melbourne on the Wednesday night. It's going to be great. Going along, I'll let you in on what's happening there. Maybe we'll see a driver or two. Maybe we'll see some celebs. Probably a few Aussie football stars. Who knows? Good morning from the Netherlands. I got to take my glove off to get these comments. Make awesome shots in 25. Okay, Max is going to win. I hope you've got money on that and it works out for you. That sounds great, says Z9. Loves my behind-the-scenes stuff. Yeah, now there's a very good restaurant over here. It's that one there, the brown one. We call it the Merry Christmas restaurant because the lovely lady that works in there, we think she says, Merry Christmas, but she's saying something in Japanese. But for us, that is the Merry Christmas restaurant. If you want a super chat message, you'll get to the top of the queue here. Otherwise, I could miss you. And please, could you hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed? And I didn't realise that people who aren't subscribed can access this live stream. And I very much want to, what are we on YouTube here? So we're 411,000. Typically in January we put on 2,500 followers normally. This year, 13,000. So we are ramping up for a huge year. Much more content for you. Interesting stuff, hopefully. I also think it is Lawson, New Zealand, Japan and UK. No, I'm not going to give any more clues, but it is not Liam. Liam Lawson of New Zealand, who hasn't lived in New Zealand for a very long time. Cheers from Canada. You'd be used to this sort of weather, I'm sure. And I can tell you that skiing here, my ski pass per day is 91 Aussie. What's that? 57 US-ish, I'm guessing, around that, for a day. You won't be getting that at Vale. You won't be getting that at Park City. In fact, you won't be getting that pretty much anywhere in the world. And it's bloody good. Look, it's not huge runs, but still nice. And I don't need 15-kilometre long runs. I'd love to go back to St Anton in Austria, where I had some of my best skiing days in Lech and Zures. And you can ski 30 kilometres or 20 kilometres to some village, have lunch, then ski 20 or 30 back. That's a lovely, lovely thing. Now, Super Chats get you to the top of the list. Good morning from London, says VX Racing. Gendrick Tromp. It's 4 a.m. where you are. What is it here? We must be I don't know, I'm going to watch on. And my phone's got you on it. But what a lovely backdrop that is, huh? Snow falling, just light snow. We had about 20 centimetres the other night and it was fantastic. I think I know Carlos Sainz, Spain, Monaco. No, I don't. I just put where they live. So Carlos lives in Monaco. He doesn't live in Spain. Well, he lives in Monaco. But there is one that does live in 3 different. So Terry Robertson, or Terry Roberts with an ON underneath. Live chats deserve thanks. Thank you, Terry. Me standing out here in the cold for all of you people. I have got my long underwear on for the bottom part. And I've got my son's ski jacket on. No, his son's warm jacket. Hello, Tina from Utah. Now, I've been to Utah and I've skied Alta, Snowbird, Park City. In fact, I got snowed in once. It was that hectic a weather condition. No drama of getting snowed in here because we're at the end of the season. What are we, March 1, but still very good skiing. The snowflakes are nice, yes, until they get down your back. Quincy, how is Japan? It is as glorious as ever. Tonight, going up tonight, a video where I compare Qatar's Q Suite with their normal business class suite because they are 2 markedly different products. And it's a video where I go from Bahrain to Doha to Osaka to Sapporo, and you get to come along with me on that journey. It runs about 17 minutes and it's in its final stages of editing now. And it should be up tonight, barring any drama, with my magnificent editor, Jack, who's coming to the Melbourne Grand Prix to shoot. He took a beautiful picture. If you are one of the people who bought my super... Milton Brown Rig has matched Terry Robertson's donation. Thank you, Milton and Terry. 2 of my biggest fans. And Milton will be at the meet and greet in Melbourne, which 99% is going ahead. Yeah, now where was I? I got distracted. What was I talking about? Was I going from place to place? Yeah, so this video going up looks at that, but it's also my journey, and I show you one of the great lounges of the world, a lounge that I've never been in before, and then one of the quirkiest lounges in Japan, which was uninspiring, but lovely people, and 3 great business class flights. Thank you, Terry. Loves my travel videos. I hope you do too, you guys, because it's something for me to do. And like on that last flight, I spent almost all of the flights working. But anyway, I got to do something. Now, says Luke's, hot melting Philippines to the snow here. Oh, I got to take my glove off. Thought you'd be going straight home this week from Melbourne. No, I came here. My family are here. They're inside this beautiful apartment. And then I go to Melbourne in time to do a couple of days video work prior to the start of the event. And this year there are driver portraits being done. Now, we haven't done those in a number of years because Bahrain had the first race, and for some reason it was never done in Bahrain, or Bahrain as the rest of the world says. £10 here from Peter Yannick. Ever been in South Korea? I have. Come back to your comment. Would you like to see F1 there? Any connections to Kim Il-mans of Seoul? No. I have been to Korea. I did a TV commercial. Go to YouTube and search Paris Baguette Christmas lights TV commercial. I did all the lighting for that. They flew me over twice. I spent about 2.5 weeks there. I had 2 translators, got paid a lot of money, and had the time of my life. I really loved Seoul. Went up to the DMZ and had a look there. It was spectacular. So yeah, big fan of Seoul. And that's how you say it, Seoul. It's 2 syllables. Manasol Pangawoyo. Kamsamnida, Gomapsnida. There you go. That's all I know in Korean. But I did really love that DMZ tour where you stand in that room and the room is half in North Korea and half in South Korea. It's a pretty special place. No, I don't think we'll be going back to South Korea anytime soon for a race. And the one they had there, all I heard was negative comments about where it was and how it went ahead. Now, I'll go back to some of your comments here. US F1 effect with trade war tariffs. Don't know. You American, Jared, if you are, perhaps enlighten us what's going to happen Would you live in the UAE? Never. I don't have any interest in the joint. I'm more than happy where I'm living now. Do us a favour, next time you speak with Liam Lawson, please ask him to stop saying All right, I'm probably not going to say that, but you've obviously picked up on it. Have you ever been to an Indian GP? No. No, the only thing I know about the Indian GP is that Lewis Hamilton did say that he felt a bit guilty racing in a multi-billion-dollar sport next to some pretty serious slums. But no, I've never been to a race. How many did they have? Was it many? Don't even know. Any more interviews with drivers coming up this year like you did with Pato? I'm going to catch up with Pato in IndyCar. Maybe I should have another chat with him. Maybe I'll get a driver. I've got a private flight after the Imola race to Nice. And it's a pretty heavily travelled route by the F1 drivers, so I might be able to get one of those or two of those to share some of the costs, and perhaps we have a chat on board. You never know. Do you have any interest or follow FE? No, Formula E, I do not. I've never been to a race. I don't know really what goes on. Never watched a whole race. No. There was a Japanese comment, was there? Thank you very much, Sue444. Are you here, right here in beautiful Niseko? What's my favourite airline? Well, the ones I love flying with are Qatar, Emirates. Look, I'm a Qantas Platinum flyer, but I think they've let the team down of late. What else do I like? They're the two that come to mind. Do you know rocket-powered Mohawk? Tell me about that. If you want to get your comment definitely seen, Super Chat gets my full attention because it's a big, big thing that comes up on my screen here. And I'm using my phone to live stream, and it's such a great piece of technology, isn't it? And I've got a little light over here. I can put my hand over it and it takes a bit of the light away. And I have a microphone here, which you might be able to see the fluff. No, you won't be able to see the fluffy windsock on it. Would you ever come out to Chicago, maybe for the NASCAR race? Well, interesting suggestion, William, and thank you for being a member or subscriber, whichever one you are. Appreciate it. Unless it's on an off weekend of F1, and I'll give you the example of IndyCar, because that Indianapolis race is the week after Miami. I have nothing to do. I can't go home because it's too expensive and the trip is ridiculously long. It's at least 36 hours to get home and 36 back, and it would be in the order of $17,000 return airfare or a round trip. So it's cheaper and easier for me just to stay away. So if it's on an off weekend and I'm away, I'll be looking for something to do, and I think going to the IndyCar race in Indianapolis is a great thing. There's no pressure on me, and I get to catch up with a whole lot of F1 people and IndyCar people, give you some content for free, and keeps me from just going to the fridge all the time. Hello, Albert, one of my regulars. Any new content coming up soon? Yes. Gongsi Fachai. Yeah, I've just mentioned before, there's a video going up tonight where I compare Qatar Airways' normal business class seat to their Q suite. And then I've got a video 2 nights time talking about the F1 drivers' entourages. And then after that, I've got one about, what did I say? I said it before. Oh, come on. I've been distracted by Adam's super chat. What starter camera would you suggest? I only know my cameras. I only know the R1 and the R3. So that's a great starter camera. Go straight for the best. That's what I say. And the other video is about where drivers live. All 20 of them. And it's all current info, which is great. Kim, sandboarding in Lancelin is great. Glad to hear that. Hopefully you booked through the lancelin.com.au webpage. Any plans on visiting India? Not unless you get a Grand Prix. Canon 200D is a good starter camera. Thank you very much, Kimaris. Is there any truth to F1 pondering going to V10s? Don't know. I will know as much as you because I haven't spoken to anyone about it, and I might have even seen less than you've seen on social media. Now, for those of you joining me, this is Niseko in Japan, and we have light snow falling. It's probably just a degree below zero. The sun is setting, although you can't see the sun, but trust me, it's up there. And we've had light snow for the last few hours. And going back 2 nights ago, we had good dumps, maybe 20 centimetres overnight. Where's Lawson going to finish in Australia? You only know when the race is finished. Unfortunately, everything else is just bullshit and speculation. James, I'm in Japan until early next week. Rocket Powered whatever is a YouTuber, has very interesting views on F1 races and drivers. Good to know. Below zero, them roads would be ice sheets. No ice at all. Although my wife said the other day everyone was going arse over tit on the pavement here because that was icy. Why are the cars driving on the right side? No, I've reversed that. They're definitely on the left side. That's reversed. I wonder whether can I change that? No. I can give you a look at the other direction though. That's the other direction. No, let's go back here. That's our balcony, and that's the direction looking over out of town. That is funny, says Max. Got my gloves on. Got to have them on. It's chilly. Have you spent any time in Hakuba? I think I went there once. Also been to Nagano. Yeah, it was so heavy, the snow, that I couldn't stand up. I was not as good a skier as I am now. So I ended up thinking I lasted one day and thought, no, this is too hard. Somebody lives in Kobe. I was in Niseko Sky last week, which is up the hill. Good to hear. So is Moiwa and Annapuri. Lovely skiing. And if you're an Australian or a Brit, you'd love it here because you don't even have to speak any Japanese. Everyone speaks English. Am I going to the Race of Champions? No, I'm not. I did see Seb and Mick walk the track today on some social media stuff. Would I ever go to the Long Beach race in Long Beach, IndyCar? Well, if it was on an off weekend of F1 and I was in that country, yeah. I'm not making a special trip though. Any thoughts on the latest Daniel Ricciardo post? What is it about his Enchante clothing line? He's not coming back to F1 as a driver anyway. Now, will I see you at the Japanese GP next month? Well, I'll be there. I don't know if you'll see me, but I will definitely be there. What else can I tell you about testing? Only 3 real incidents there that were interesting, and I'll put that in my video. That was the bus going on track. What else? We had 3 red flags. The glass on the starters box where they waved the flag smashed. Ended up on the track, so they had to stop it and sweep that up. I don't think there were any photos of what happened. Maybe someone flicked up a stone. And there was one other red flag. What was that for? Remind me, people, if you watched it. What do you think about F1 finally making F1 TV streaming available? And I didn't know about it, but sounds like it's a good thing. Is it a good thing? Bearman cover off. Oh, was that right? On the Haas. Didn't both of the Haases have bits of the car fall off? The same bit? I think you appeared in the DTS trailer. Yeah, well, yeah, there's about 50 photographers there with Lewis coming in. You'd have to be good to spot me. You'd have to pause it and you'd probably just look for my hat. Now, on the subject of hats, I can tell you, new bucket hats in final phase of approval. We've agreed on the design. First designs, we got, what do you call them, testers, samples. Didn't like them. Wasted a whole lot of time and some money. So we've trashed that idea and we've gone with something a lot better. And they'll be, I should have in 2.5 weeks samples to whack on my head and approve. And then I'll be offering them to you for pre-sale and ordering, and you'll be getting them in about 6 weeks after that. But they're much better. Well, they're much better than the ones I canned. Didn't like them at all. Now, does kimpressed or unkimpressed mean anything to you? I'll wait for your Australians. Or maybe it's maybe some of you from outside of Australia know about it. I'm interested to see, does it mean anything to you? Well, yes, Kay, thank you very much. You'll buy your dad a bucket hat. He'll be richly rewarded, I promise you. Best hotel to stay in for the Oz GP? Probably the Crown. A lot of the drivers stay there. A number of them, though, rent Airbnbs. Daniel used to rent an Airbnb because he didn't want to be bothered by fans if he had to go back. Kimpressed, unkimpressed mean anything to any of you? Thanks for showing Japan in your video. Do you think Russell or Antonelli will come out on top in the Merkba? Well, one of them will. Did I pick Antonelli to beat him? No, I can't remember what I picked. Go and have a look at my predictions video. which I released a few weeks ago. Matthew, a member of the channel, I love Uncompressed. Do you know what that's about? Because I've done something in my video tonight that will get a laugh with some people. What's happening? Stand by. Announcement. What is that? Onegaishimasu. Everything ends in mas. It's quite a speech, isn't it? Run. Arigato. Arigato. This is your government speaking. Right, well there you go. What did that mean? Any of you speak Japanese that can translate that? Do we have to be worried about our safety? Somebody says their grandmother had a house in Lanson that I looked through when I was wanting to buy a house in Lano. I didn't end up buying one, I built one. It's much better than buying, got exactly what we want. They said Yuki will drive for Red Bull. Who's they? You think will Formula One be hosted in Thailand? I don't know anything about it. It'll be bloody hot, and I never much liked it when it was in Malaysia. I only did 1 year, and it was stinking hot in the middle of the day. It was awful, to be frank, awful. And Singapore is very unpleasant to work in because of the heat. Oh, it's cold. Now, did I miss a comment? What's this super chat up here? I think that's Milton Brownrigg's super chat. If you want your comment definitely seen, get on to super chat and make a difference. You have a little live translator earbud. Vacation in Japan, yes. Skiing, didn't do much today though. I think we did an hour, of which half an hour was on lifts. Do I like Japan, young Wiz? I love it. It is one of my favourite places, as is Seoul in South Korea. Everybody quiet, Mr. Kim, OS streaming. Now, Melbourne, things to talk about in Melbourne. Haven't they changed? No, that was last year. We have 4 hectic days, and Melbourne is a race where they have live track action on the Thursday. So all the drivers do their track walks on the Wednesday, which is unusual. And I'll be there for that. I'll be setting up some stuff for the drivers' portraits, which takes place on the Thursday. Runs 2.5 hours, and every driver comes and presents, and they stand against this black backdrop. We take their photos. They bring their helmets. Jace photographs every helmet on a little rotational thing in a soft box, and then we share those photos with all of the photographers, so that, because you don't want 50 photographers trying to take a photo of the helmets. Yes, Melbourne has the track invasion again this year. They had a 1 year exclusion, a 1 year penalty, which they've observed, and obviously the powers that be have been satisfied with the Melbourne organisers' plans, and we are now, well, you as a patron, if you're going, will be allowed to jump on track. What time I should be there on Thursday? As early as you can get there, because there's a huge crowd, and what happens is there's a bloody sprint to get to Melbourne Walk when the gates open. It's hilarious to watch. Kim, you should be doing a Helmets of the Race feature. Very easy, because Jace will be in charge of photographing all of the helmets. And we've got it on this Lazy Susan, which is a turntable, and he'll take head on, side, back, other side, and then top-down shot. Race of Champions is in Sydney, yes, where Mick and Seb are representing Deutschland. Kim, are you giving the drivers gifts again? Only 5 of them get 1 gift, and I'm giving a gift to all of the team principals, and it is... No, I won't say yet. I'll tell you afterwards. I won't ruined the surprise. Look at that, we're dropping in light now, and we can now see the headlights and tail lights on the cars. In beautiful Niseko, which is on the island of Hokkaido, about a 2-hour drive from Sapporo. Temperatures about 0, -1-ish at the moment, quite mild for here. Who do I think will win in Melbourne? Doesn't matter, does it? I'd love to see Oscar win. I'd like to see Jack win. It's been a very long time, if it's ever happened, that an Australian has won the Australian Grand Prix. Maybe this is our best chance. Oscar is a driving machine and a lovely young man. His mum will be there, I'm sure, as will his dad. Cyclone Alfred is bearing down on the coast, the Gold Coast. I used to have some houses on the Gold Coast. Thankfully, I got rid of them. Copped quite a loss on them all. But if you're on the Gold Coast, interested in your comments below. I've seen a little bit of vision of the seas, which get whipped up something shocking. What track would you like to see brought back into F1's regular schedule? Hockenheim. I quite loved it. Now, a favour from you, given that I'm doing all the hard work here in the cold, could you all please hit the subscribe button now? It's only 150 not subscribe. Oh, it's subscribe, yes, but like button. Because there's only 150 likes on this, and there's 400 of you in there, and over the past half hour, there'll be at least 800 have been through. So please, guys, hit that button with your thumb. No, with your finger, doesn't really matter. I reckon we can get that to 300 if all of you do it. Please don't be lazy, guys. I'm out here freezing for you. We do need a German GP. Yeah, anyway, 210, so we're getting there. A number of you have heeded my plea to hit the like button. Please, 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 please. Mr. Postman. Wait, 231. I reckon we can get to 300. When we get to 300, I'll go back. Jace won't reply to me on Facebook Messenger. Jace is enjoying maximum phone-in bedtime. He loves it in there. Just spends hours doing it. It's his downtime. 247, only 53 to go. Oh, look at that. 42 to go now. Please, guys, hit the like button for this video to get it up to 300. It just appeases me. It's my small ask. Lanson would be warmer than there. Yeah, of course it would be. We're in late summer, early autumn. 273, only 27 to go, and I've got a bit of snow in my eye. We have light snow falling in Niseko as the sun sets here on the northern island of Hokkaido in Japan. 281, 19 to go. I also went to Hockenheim Ring to come back. Want it? Okay, it was my childhood first circuit. Yeah, I enjoyed the German Grand Prix I went to. 11 more to go to get to 300. Nice. You talk like an Englishman. English people would say no. I definitely have an Aussie accent, and I'm definitely glad I got this scarf and this big jacket on. Look at that, 293 now, and my gloves. Do you think F1 should bring back the South? I don't care. I don't care what races we have, long as I get to go to them. That light is too bright. I'm going to bring that down. I can't. That's at its lowest. Favourite resort in Niseko? Resort. Oh, mountain? There's 4. I like this one. Although we go to Hanazono for the toasted sandwiches and the hot chocolates. Hot chocolate is superb. 24 races too many. Redback PDU, no. Yeah, maybe 2 too many. But it gives me something to do. Temperature here, -1 as the sun disappears. Melbourne is gearing up for a crowd of between 450 and 500,000. They've added a new grandstand at Turn 6. Now, I love shooting Turn 6 because that was the spot that I got my very first great photo. It was my first time shooting Formula 1 as an accredited photographer. I was at Turn 6 having seen a beautiful photo that a guy got the day prior of cars sparking. So I said, where'd you get that? And he goes, oh, out here, Turn 6, head on. Only these 2 makes of cars do it, and you got to be in the first 5 minutes when they're heavy with fuel. So I went out there, shot at a 60th of a second, and absolutely creamed it. It was fantastic. Max Verstappen locking up with sparks, big long trail, pretty sharp photo. So that was a memorable start to my F1 career. What am I doing in Japan? I'm doing some skiing with my family. But I just think it's a lovely backdrop down there. and happy to share it with you as I stand out here on the balcony. And a video coming up later tonight where I compare the Qatar Airways business class seat and the Q Suite. They're two different products. And I think you'll find that interesting. And it was a really lovely journey. And how many things did I lose on that journey? Just 3. Got 2 of them back. You'll have to watch to find out. And I'm going to keep a tally of all the stuff I lose this year. And hopefully the number of items lost equals the number found. But already that can't happen because I'm down 1. Glad to do this live stream for you guys. Could Susie Wolf actually challenge? Yes, she could win it, absolutely. And Jason and I were just talking about how it's determined who is the president. It's a vote by all of the members. So in Australia, there'd be the FIA Association that looks after motorsport there, and they would have a seat on the board and or in the committee, and they would get X number of votes, and then Britain would get X votes. So all those people would be faced with a selection criteria. Do you want this person, or maybe this? I don't know how many go up for it. And they vote, and the winner is announced. I asked someone who had a vote once, who are you going to vote for? And he said, I'll be voting for the person I think who is going to win. Why? Because it makes sense. If you're going to be in the FIA, you want to be friendly with the person who's at the top. And so if you vote for that person, that gives you a better chance of, I guess, getting a favour or 2 down the track. That was a very quirky comment. I vote for the person I think will win. May not be the best person, could be the best person. I don't know. 410, yes. Thank you very much to those. What? Oh, followers, 410, yes. And 306 likes, so we did get to 306. Have I ever been to Bulgaria? No. Capital of Bulgaria is Sofia, from memory. Here's hoping Susie's voted in, says Catherine. I'm sure all the candidates have fans and non-fans. But this is quite a lovely little place down here. Lots of Japanese eateries, and about 10 kilometres away is a town called Kuchan, which I love. And if you like playing the pachinko machines, you'll love it down there. My gosh, it's just a crazy game. I don't get it. It's a form of gambling, but they don't give away money. They give away prizes. And as I understand, you go around the back of the pachinko parlour and you sell the prizes back to the pachinko parlour. So they've got this little loophole that works quite well. Ball-bearing gambling, says Max. Yeah. Have I been to Mexico? Yeah, I've been there for 7 Mexican Grand Prix. Love the city, love the people, don't love the traffic. That and Sao Paulo's traffic. I tell you, this year in Mexico, I'm going to pay for the police escort. It is a service that the police charge for. And I'd only do it on one night, and that's the Friday night, because it's hell in that traffic. It can be 2 hours getting back to Polanco, and I guess it's half that with a police escort. I had no idea that you could purchase it as a service, helping to fund the Mexico City Police Force. How do you book all your travel? We go on the internet and we book it. In fact, I'll tell you something. After the Japan race, for some reason, I booked a return fare, Perth, Japan return. I must have thought it was a standalone race. And then I've gone and booked a flight from Perth to China. And as it turned out, it's not a standalone race. And I would have got back at midnight on what? Tuesday night? Tuesday night at midnight. No, Monday night. I think it's Monday night I would have got back at midnight, and I flew out at 1 p.m. the next day. So I would have spent 13 hours at home. And I've done a bit of mucking around, and I've managed to sort things out such that I fly to Singapore, which I was going to stop in both ways. I don't come back to Perth, so I save 5 hours. I save 13 hours on the ground, and then I save a 5-hour flight back to Singapore. And it's less money, and I get one night in Singapore at a nice hotel for cheaper than what I was paying. So it worked out beautifully. I love that view behind me. Absolutely love it now at this time of night. Now, Super Chats get your comments noticed. I've been talking, so I haven't been looking at any of your Comments. Would you use any concierge travel people? Never. It's just hopeless because I change stuff all the time. Like that one there. I'll tell you what, that was actually an odd one out because I did book through a travel agency one of those fares. And it probably saved me a little bit of time mucking around. Yeah, there was only a $100 cancellation fee on the first flight and the other one had to be just repriced. What time is it? 6-ish? Don't know. Yeah, that's, oh, I can't turn that around because I've got sticky tape on it. Jace Illman says he can see me. I was just going to show you, Jace, but I can't turn this around. Here I can, look, here we go. There's Jace. Now, any questions for Jace Illman, he can answer them on the live stream here. Jace is my youngest son. He's the F1 photographer in the family, although Tyler has done photography, has done a couple of races, but Jace did 14 last year. Any comments you've got for Jace? Fire him here. Dude is a human lie. 5:45 p.m. says somebody. Thank you very much for that. Of the 3 US tracks, which would you cancel? Miami. Greetings from the Czech Republic. What, from Prague? Maybe from Prague. No, F1 does not pay for my flights. I'm a freelancer. Oscar loves tennis. Great to hear. Best spot for GA tickets. I have no idea. We don't. A lot of people say, "Oh, have you got any spare tickets?" We don't have tickets. We don't need tickets. We have a pass that hangs around our neck, and both of us this year have permanent passes. So he can go to any race he wants. He can go to none if he chooses, but he'll be doing 14 at least because he wants to get his permanent pass next year. Now respond to Terry, please, Jace, because Terry mentioned you earlier in the stream, Jace, that you hadn't responded to his Facebook message. Someone's going to see me in 8 days. Okay. Nice boots. Yeah, these are nice boots. They're Sorels. Sorels, but the jacket's not mine. It's one of my kids. Jace, what is your favourite circuit to shoot as an F1 photographer? Oh, tonight we're eating downstairs here at the Vale. And we had a beautiful Wagyu steak here the other night. It was only 100 grams, but it was enough. And it was pretty bloody good value for Japan, I thought. Monaco, says Jace. This year, you can actually stay on a ship in Monaco this year. MSC Cruises has a deal where you can buy a cruise and it stops in at Monaco. And that would be amazing to sit in the harbour on one of these ships. And it is super luxurious. No bargains there. If you're on welfare, you're probably not going to be staying on that ship. What is the craziest weather you've experienced at a Grand Prix? That awful day, when was it? I'm moving this around so people can see it here. That awful day in Spa, where George Russell won that race, which we didn't actually do any racing. That was pretty shit. Thursday, 2017 Bahrain Grand Prix, 44 degrees, unbearable. Couldn't put your cameras down because it hurt your hand when you picked them up. They were so hot. Coldest day, Austin, bitterly cold. Had to go and buy a jacket. It was the first day of the 4 days, and I'm guessing it was 2018 or 19. Shocking. Was a fan till today. Hey Kim, when is the next plane review coming? Tonight. I don't know. Jace, have we got a video to approve yet? Jack's editing it and I'm hoping that he's got it done in the next couple of hours. No, photography has not been my primary profession. I only started in 2017. Echo Adventure Co. Go and have a look at kimillman.com. Give you a much better idea. Hola, Mexico. Almost 3 a.m. What are you doing up? 3 a.m. Now, see, this light is too bright. I should move away a little bit further and shout a bit more because it's overpowering the rest of the thing. But, oh, gosh, it's cold on my nose. The powder in Japan is good, I think you said there. Hello, Zurich. I love your airport. I love the first class lounge. Oh, shit. The first class lounge where there are 2 bedrooms that have balconies overlooking the runways and you can go and use them for a short stay. It is just the most beautiful thing. And they're not like a simple airport hotel. These are top quality. I should retire inside. Yeah, I'm going to finish up shortly because we're going to have a pre-dinner drink and then a lovely meal downstairs here at the Vale. Is it a hotel? Yeah, it is. It's at the bottom of the family run. It's fantastic. If you could only have 3 lenses, 1 to 300, probably 15 to 35. Oh, what was the other one? And a 600. Got everything covered. 150 here in the afternoon in California. No, it's 150 in the morning. In the morning, going to bed or late at night. You must have to pack a lot of clothing to go. Well, thankfully, my family brought all my clothing from Australia, and that meant that I didn't have to take it via Bahrain. Can I change the brightness? No. Milton sends his regards to you, JC boy. Hope you fly Austrian long haul. No, I've not done it in a while. This year, I'll give you some anxiety. I'll tell you where I'm going next, and I'm going to be very excited about doing this video. China Eastern. Now, maybe I'm a bit unfair and I'm expecting the worst. Might be surprised. The business class cabin looks okay. And I've got 2 legs, here to Shanghai and then Shanghai to Perth. No, Melbourne. So I'm quite excited about reviewing that one for you. What's that comment I just missed? Have you listened to the Reserve Drivers podcast? Yeah, well, you should watch my video tonight. You will get the joke. Jace sends his regards to Milton Brownrigg. Oh, you got a spanner on yours because you're an administrator, Jace. Nice. Can other people see that? Can you see that on Jace's comments? He has a spanner. Have you ever been scared while doing photography? Yeah. Once in Africa, on foot, female lion charged us. We've got no cover. We're on foot. This female comes to within about 20 minutes and it's not happy. That was the only time I've really felt scared photographing. Oh no, I've only lasted a few minutes shooting Eau Rouge at the bottom when they bottom out and start heading up the hill. It was just during a race, too many cars coming past, too much noise, too dangerous. So that was the only time I really sort of felt ill at ease on track. And that shot is no longer available to us. Rolex or Tag Heuer sign? You know what? I liked the Tag. I thought it had some colour to it, had red. And I thought it looked really good. But I'm a Rolex guy. Would you ever be a driver's photographer? No, never. I'm very bright, aren't I? Maybe I should turn that up a bit. No, I would not be a driver's, because then I couldn't do most of the stuff that I want to do. I like to provide you with stories about what goes on, not just here's one driver's. And if you shoot for a driver, trust me, you're not doing all this social media stuff. All the content goes to them because they're paying you a fee. A rhino lifted the safari vehicle in Botswana. Good to know. Isn't that a lovely view behind me there? And over here, where you can't see, is Mount Yotai, which yesterday was visible the whole day, and I took the most stunning photo of Lawson, the Lawson shop, all lit up at dusk, about this time, and in the background was that mountain. That Louis scarf is a massive flex. Oh, I have another one in there that's even better, even bigger, wider one, light blue, but it's lovely, it's wool, and it's not a fashion item, it's an essential survival item here. Best place to photograph the cars in Melbourne? I don't know, I'm never out on track. Sorry, I'm on track, but I'm never in the general admissions areas. I like turn 6, I like turn 1, 2. I tend to photograph on Saturday and Sundays near the paddock because I've got most of my works in the paddock, so I can't be going too far. Fridays I tend to go a bit further afield, i.e. turn 6. And now my nose is absolutely freezing, guys. So a couple of final questions. Super Chat gets them noticed. Do you remember your first camera? I don't. No, I don't remember what it was. I remember my first watch. It was the Seiko my grandmother got me. $20 she paid, and I've still got it. I'm quite bright, aren't I? And cars going backwards and forwards there. People heading out to have Suntory highballs for dinner, or perhaps Sapporo Asahi beers. It's a great place for eating and drinking. You need sunglasses. Yeah. What season did I start photographing F1? 2017 was my very first year. Okay, last question. I'll pick something of interest and then I'm going inside. Thank you, Michelle, for thanking me for the chat. Okay, last question. Did the Ferrari look good in night or daylight? I didn't love it. It was dark. It had a lot of stuff on it. It was definitely darker than last year. And that big white slash with the HP logo. I marked it down a bit in my rankings of liveries because I'm looking at it from a photographic point of view. Yeah. That said, people, I will thank you very much for watching and urge you to stay passionate. Ciao.